All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started now on checkpoint 9 of the linear relationships unit. This one is called line design. And there's two different things I want you to do for it. First is I want you to identify a line for each of the lines on the graph, write what their line is, and then change these from standard form into slope intercept form. So I'm going to go ahead and start here by finding the equations for my line. So I'm going to start with A. As you can see, A here is a straight up and down line. So that means I don't have a slope. It's an undefined slope. And I'm not going to have a y-intercept. Whenever I have an undefined slope and no y-intercept, we call that an x line. So it's x equals, and we're going to count where x is at. So it's my origin 1, 2, 3, 4. It's at -4, so that's x equals -4. It's a straight up and down line at -4. So now I'm going to go to B. Okay. B once again is a straight up and down line. So again, it's going to have no slope. It's going to be just x equals. This time it's at regular 4, positive 4. So we've done A, we've done B. Let's go to C. Now C is a straight across line. So we notice that this is an undefined slope because it's straight up and down. Same thing with B. But this one's straight across. We call this a zero slope. But it does have a y-intercept, which is right there. And the equation of our line is just going to be our y-intercept. So we're going to have y equals, and that's 4. Now we're going to move to D and do the similar process. Again, we have a zero slope line. It's straight across. In this case, we're at -2. So y is equal to -2. And then my final one is E. Here we can look and see where my y-intercept is. It's going to be right here at 1, because it's 1 above the origin. And now I can find another point here to try and figure out, here's another clear point, to try and figure out what my slope is. So we can see that I'm going down 1, 2, 3, and over 4. Since I'm going down 3, that's negative. So it gives me the slope of -3 over 4. So y equals -3 over 4x plus our y-intercept, which is 1. So now I have all of my lines for this graph. So I can move on to my next part. Moving on to my next part, I need to find all of these in from standard form to slope intercept form. So to get it in slope intercept form, we need it in y equals mx plus b form. So we've got to get the y by itself. So center of my equation is the equal sign. In order to get the y by itself, I've got to get the x over to the other side first. So I'm going to add 2x since that's a -2x. Anything I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So now I have -4y is equal to 12 plus 2x. Now I just got to get rid of what's next to y, which is -4. So I'm going to divide by -4 on both sides. Okay. So it's going to give me y equals 12 divided by 4 is 3. Since it's a positive divided by a negative, that's going to be a -3. Then 2 divided by 4 is going to be 1/2. Positive divided by negative is going to make a negative. So it's -1/2x. So it's my equation is y equals -3 minus 1/2x. All right. Let's move on to my last one. Center of my equation, here's the equal sign. Again, my goal is to get y by itself, so I've got to get rid of the x first. Since it's a positive 5x, I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. Okay, so now I have 1/5 y is equal to 22 minus 5x. So now I need to get rid of the 1/5. Remember that multiplying by 1/5 is the same thing as dividing by 5. Well, the opposite of dividing is multiplying. So I'm going to multiply by 5 to cross it out. So that means I need to multiply by 5 on this side too. So that's going to give me y equals, and now I have a distributive property problem, and I have to multiply both terms by 5. 5 times 22 is 110. Minus 5 times -5x is going to be 25x. So my answer for this one is 110 minus 25x. Now that you have this checkpoint done, don't forget to make sure you submit for feedback, and have a wonderful day.